based on members of Congress acted upon and gave the President the authorization to use force. So what I've done is to very narrowly present a case here that's narrowly tailored to exactly what it is we were told. I don't even, Mr. Chairman, I don't even get into the discussion of what the Senate Intelligence Committee, the statements that were made about biological, chemical, and nuclear weapons. I say you don't even have to go that far. And so what I would humbly recommend that the committee do is to start with the post-war analysis that has incontrovertible proof that all of these assertions that were made in here were not fact-based. Then you look at the pre-war intelligence, and you can see that, that the intelligence that was said to have been acted upon was selective, and there's questions raised about the role of the Office of Special Plans in helping to produce it, even though it contradicted time-honored intelligence that was available from established federal agencies in both the CIA and the State Department. Then you look at which intelligence was right but not used or acted upon, which intelligence was wrong and acted upon, and then go into who was it who helped shape the wrong intelligence and caused it to be acted upon. And that then I think will lead to a chain of events that inalterably, inevitably, must lead to people in very high positions in this government.
This has been a very extraordinarily interesting experience, just sitting here, listening to you and to the other members of this House Judiciary Committee, which is one of the most significant committees in this Congress, with one of the greatest elements of responsibility, particularly with regard to doing the job which is of such great importance for all of us, which is to defend and protect the Constitution of the United States. So I deeply appreciate what you've done here today, Mr. Chairman, and all the members of this committee as well, in being here for this particular purpose, to focus attention on this particular issue. We have a main responsibility, as I've said, to protect and defend that Constitution, to maintain the separation of powers, to ensure that we do not have one aspect of this government which dominates all the rest of it. And particularly, we do not have a president who attempts to dominate all of the lawful activities of our nation and completely dominate all the significant decisions that are made. And we've seen that so clearly in the context of this administration. But I think we've seen it also in the context of corruption and incompetence. And I think that this administration has been dominated throughout by those two words, corruption and incompetence. And that needs to be addressed. We need to be sure that in the future we have a president who understands his obligations and responsibilities and who lives up to those obligations and responsibilities and who works responsibly with the other two branches of government. 2 months before the election of November 2000, there was a meeting with the President and the intelligence operation, the Director of Intelligence, to inform him about one of the major problems that we had to confront as a nation, which was the fact that Osama bin Laden and Al-Qaeda was determined to attack the United States. That was a message which was delivered down in Crawford, Texas in September of 2000. Following that, there were more than 40 intelligence briefings delivered to the top levels of this administration from January 2001 through September 10th of 2001, including references, obvious, all of those briefings included references to Al-Qaeda, references to bin Laden, and the fact that they were determined to engage in various forms of attack. The warnings to the White House about Osama bin Laden were extended and consistent and should have promoted actions to prevent the attack of September 11th, but they did not. And why they did not is a major question that we need to be confronting, I believe, as a Congress, particularly here. Richard Clarke sent consistent warnings to the National Security Advisor, Condoleezza Rice, throughout that same period of